Hey y'all. So this Junk Journal July 2025 prompt list is from Debbie over at Ink and Page. And today is July 2nd, so I'm already behind, which means that I don't know if I will be able to do one each day. And so I'm not going to do these in order because there are no rules, right? So I'm going to do today fabric and metal. And so let's put this aside for a second and I'll show you what I'm doing. So I started making the cover last night and I went to bed at like 4:30 this morning because I couldn't sleep. And I was like, I should have videoed this because everybody puts their covers together differently. And I'm running out of food boxes. So I have to resort to chipboard. And I buy that from Amazon. But so I'm not considering this fabric, even though it is my journal cover. I'm going to use this ribbon here as a bookmark, okay? But this is what I did, and this is why I stopped and went to bed last night, because when I put a journal together, I have two big pieces of chipboard and then the spine, and it's held together with fabric, so it's bends nice and easy. And then I take two more pieces of chipboard cut to size, and these are actually a little bit bigger than what they should have been, but that's okay. I'm gonna make it work. So what I did accidentally was I did not measure this one to cut it down at the top, and so I'm gonna turn that into a bookmark of some sort, but I'm going to put that aside because that's not for today. So I had to cut another piece, and because these two pieces here are a little bit larger than they should be, I had to cut this at 1 3/4 of an inch, I think, just to make it so everything will fit right here. And this piece is for that. So for my metal, what I'm gonna do is, actually, let me put these on first so I can get them to the edge, because the center piece is what's gonna determine where that piece of ribbon goes. And so I was on Amazon looking for these Sugar Bell icing piping bottles, because for some reason my glue does not want to come out. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that I keep forgetting to turn it right side up and put a cap on it when I go to bed. I keep it in a coffee cup. Or is the glue just old? You know what, this isn't gonna work, so let me just put that aside and get a different bottle. Okay, I'm just gonna have to open up a new bottle because I don't know if it's old or what, but I've been having issues trying to get that out. So I ordered some new glue bottles today, and the Sugar Bell's icing piping bottles are out of stock. But I think they made that hole a little bit smaller. But the problem with these is that the container itself is actually kind of hard. But okay, so we're not gonna actually need that much glue here, but we're just gonna get it all to the edge. This is a very messy part. This is why I rather a different bottle. But the bottles that I got, I'm hoping that they're okay, because I think they're more like condiment bottles or something. I don't know. I just know that they were 20 in a pack. I think they're 4 ounces, and they were only $9.99. So those should be here tomorrow. All right, so now I need to make sure that that's actually all the way to the edge so it can fold up properly. That's why I need to put that one on first. Okay. And then this one, because yeah, my hands are going to be super gluey by the time I'm done. But also that Sugar Bells bottle that I've been using is probably a year old, and I just keep refilling it, so I'm sure the glue in there is kind of old. It does get gloopy, and I've seen Pam from the Paper Outpost put, I think it was glycerin in there, and the video that I saw, she said she had put too much in there at first, so it was super runny and it took a while for it to dry. So I'm hoping that the bottles that I ordered this morning will be good, because I think what I ordered was something like this. This is just Elmer's glue, and that I can control the flow a little bit better. I don't remember where I got this though. Probably Dollar Tree. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do here to make a bookmark. Now, I don't know how much I need, and I don't measure, so this is how I measure without measuring. I want it to fold in enough to make sure that it's not going to come out, and I want it to come down maybe right here. And I hope I was in view there. Okay, and so this is my fabric, and these are my metal pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here already, but I'm going to fold it down so it has a little bit more substance there for that to keep. And since there are no rules in the junk journal world, and I don't have one of these clips that small that's this color, so I'm going to mix my metals. And this is how we do that. You just have to make sure that it stays up there at the top. And I'm not planning on selling this, so, I mean, I could, but I don't care if there's dents in there, since it's potentially going to stay in my house. Okay, so now before I put that on, I need to put this in. And I keep forgetting that I have these. So I have a ton of them, and I've had them for a long time. So I want that to be about right there. Okay, and we're gonna take, okay, the reason I'm folding it up is because I need to see the edges there. So I want it about right there. Right, is that center? Okay, I'll just keep my thumb right there so I can make sure that I'm centered there. Yeah, that's kind of hard actually. Let's do it this way. Okay. Kind of center that up there. That's good. Okay. And so this needs to go about right there. And this here is what I use to use as a backdrop to poke holes in. It came out of a box that my husband, one of these days I'll do a tour because I actually impressed a 15-year-old with what's in my studio here. I thought that was pretty cool. Because I know when I was 15, it was really hard to impress me. Okay, and you know what? I think I know why I keep forgetting that I have these, because it looks, if I remember, it's hard. You have to make the hole big enough for it to get in there without making the hole too big. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, these are not easy. Yeah, this must be why I keep forgetting I have them, because they're difficult. Okay, that's not working. I do have another all. It's got a bigger hole. No, might have to break that out maybe. Okay, this is fiddly, so let me pause the camera real quick and I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, that was difficult. Okay, let me see if I can squish these down flat. Yeah, that's not gonna reach. Okay, I'll just have to make sure it goes. Okay, so make sure that those are glued down. And then now we're gonna take this, and this is gonna be our bottom piece. So I want it to go about right there. So I'm just gonna take them. I'm not gonna go all the way to the top, but I am gonna put a lot of glue right there, and we're gonna come all the way down to there. I'm gonna mash it in there a little bit. And that's okay if it is a little too much. Now, if you're doing this, you need to make sure that the right side of the ribbon is facing down. So the inside, the wrong side will be against the front of the cover. So when it folds over, you'll see the front. Well, you'll see both of them, but okay. So now this piece goes here, and yeah, I can't wait for those bottles to get in because I'm wasting a lot of glue here, but that's okay. Just need to make sure that it's all the way around the edge there, and then put that in the center. Okay, now I see. That's another reason why I must not be using them, because it's not flat on that one side. My fingers are all gluey. Okay, so actually that was pretty quick. What I need to do though is clamp these down just on the ones in the middle, because since that's not flat, it's gonna take, I just wanna make sure that it doesn't come up right there. And so, yeah, because I don't think I can really put that under a heavy book, right? And I do have my signatures, but I printed everything out and I double-sided the pages, and I added a couple of pages. Like this is dyed with peacock green Rit dye, and this was Rit dye also, maybe pink. Could be diluted wine though, I'm not really sure. I was just having fun. And then coffee or tea. So I don't know if those are in the order that I want. And I know that, I mean, I don't have to follow Debbie exactly, but I know that she used 4 signatures, and I generally use only 3. Just because my journals end up getting chunky. So I'm gonna keep this handy, and I'm gonna mark off with a pen everything that I do, because I might do 2 or 3 of them in a day, because I also want to try Lee's Art and Junk Journal. Wonderland is also doing a junk journal with me in July 2025. She's only doing it during the week though, and so I might be able to incorporate 2 or 3 of these on the same day together, or 2 separate videos if they're going to be super short. So I'm really hoping that I can do this, because I was so busy in January that I didn't get to do Junk Journal January, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So the next time you see this, the signatures will probably be in. That's a fiddly business that I don't like to do on camera because it seems to take 10 times longer. So I'm going to leave you with that. And What else? I don't even know what else. Yeah, so the power went out also, and I'm on my phone because the webcam was hooked up to my laptop, and now it won't recognize that it says that it's there, but I can't get a picture, so I need to fiddle around with that and see what's going on, so I can start to learn how to edit because it takes too long to get the video from my phone to drop into my editing software. So I hope everyone's having a great day and happy crafting.